It's a story about redemption, about overcoming obstacles, about breaking through.
The very early life of Helen Keller. It begins when she's about a year and a half or so old, and she takes sick they think now that it was probably rheumatic fever. At the time they call it a congestion of the brain and stomach, which, I don't know what, acute congestion of the brain and stomach. But as a result of her illness, she loses her sight and her hearing.
The story continues with the arrival of Annie Sullivan, who became her teacher and her lifelong companion.
She comes down and she teaches Helen obedience and learning.
She basically opens Helen's world up at the end. So, and just Helen gets to finally learn and come into the world.
It's more about family and the family dynamic and how it can overcome, through love and through patience and through compassion can overcome a lot of different difficulties that, families oftentimes have. It's also a story about teachers. I think William Gibson is quoted as saying, "It's my dedication to teachers," and it's Annie Sullivan and her unlocking this brilliant mind that was closed in darkness for so long.
And they make a bond with each other, and it's so extraordinary because at first Annie and Helen, they don't get along at all. But once you get through the play, it's amazing because at the end, Annie finally speaks up and says, "I love Helen." That's basically what the play's about.